what has happened in America in the last 40 years is in Bible prophecy. Oh, I know. Boy, do I know. The preachers of America say, no, that's not so. It's that bastardized sandbox of the Israelis over there, Israelis, heavy emphasis on the lie because those people are in Israel, over there in the Middle East, where that old city of Jerusalem are. That's the Bible prophecy area. And they call those Jews over there, what do they call them? God's chosen people. Isn't it amazing, people? The confusion of Babylon. You take a people that deny that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, who follow a religious book called the Talmud that teaches that he was a bastard conceived in menstrual period by a whore. Yep, that's what they teach. And then your preachers teach you that they're God's chosen people, and that's not all. They tell you, and they have told you, they have told us for 40 years plus 20 that if we blessed the Israels and the land of Israel, America would be blessed. Duh. In these years that they've been telling us that, have we been blessed? Look at the cancer rate increase, the heart disease rate increase, the death, the divorce, the illegal alien invasion, the scandals, etc. It's all gone up in America. I tell you, America, we can't stand any more of these so-called blessings that these preachers can tell us we're going to get. But now it's 2008. And, they are sensing something. I want you to begin to sense something. There's been a change, a shift, if you will. Something, this preacher, like a lone voice in the wilderness, has been telling you that they are the aliens that the book of Enoch tells us came into existence through the sons of God marrying the daughters of men. Now, the book of Enoch used to be in the canon. If you stay tuned the next hour, you'll hear me begin a series of messages. And for this week, the hour after this hour, there will be part 1, part 2, part 3, so forth, of the alien among us. And you've heard me tell you that they have a language all their own. I'll try to find that scripture here in a moment. The esoteric and the exoteric language. I'll give you a good example. The other day I was listening to that huckster Paul Harvey, and he was telling about the unemployment lines in America being longer than they've ever been, I don't know how long. And as he told how long the unemployment lines were, then he turned around and said, but our economy has never been better. And at first, even though I'm a little bit seasoned in this, I thought to myself, how can he say that? And then I realized there were two things. They are able to do more than one thing at one time. They don't play checkers, they play chess. And what he was doing, he's one of them. Oh, I know. The disguise is the conservative Christian nonsense. I mean, if he was a real Christian, would he let other people come on and when he's absent to cover with his microphone with some of the dirty stuff that they covered? But anyway, that's off the point. The point is, how could he say it? One, it's a form of spell casting. I've told you before, that word that you'll read about in Deuteronomy 18, it says, and the Bible teaches that we are not to allow spellcasters to cast spells on us. What does that tell you? That tells you it can be done. And you look up that word, it means to tie together. It means to tie in a knot. And what they do is that they can get you to take two opposites and put them in your mind and accept them both as true. Then they put you in a spell. Like, for example, if I can get you to believe that 2 plus 2 is 4 and 2 plus 2 is 5, if you accept both of those as true, you've been put into a spell. Well, if you can believe that having unemployment lines longer than they've ever been before or in a long, long time, and then turn around and believe the economy is better than it's ever been, you've been put in a spell. That's that simple. I'm trying to give you some examples. But it's not only that. Then I realized you've got to remember, they speak to each other esoterically. The exoteric is the language, and Jesus did the same thing. When you read about Jesus teaching the parables, there was one teaching for the masses that heard. That was the exoteric message. But then there was another message for the, shall we say, the initiate who were able to understand, they had the illumination, they were his disciples. He said, to you it's been given to understand. Let him who has ears hear and eyes see. And so when you read about those parables, you'll read one story that's on one level, that's the exoteric. And then there's the deeper meaning, the esoteric. Well, they do the same thing. Satan's kingdom is a mirror of a counterfeit of true kingdom. And so I was looking at this Newsweek magazine that I got in my hand right now, and it says, our time for change has come. And I looked at that and I thought, this is the way they communicate to one another. Now, that's not the only way. I was talking to a fella today. Well, I won't go there. Let me just go here. To the U.S. News and World Report. This is kind of interesting. Now, in this basically first magazine of 2008, they said, our time for change has come. Who is the our? It's them. Oh, you know them. We always talk about they. You want to know who they are, you start listening to that next message after this one. And you're saying, well, I'm listening to you on the radio, and you're not on the radio in the next hour. Well, I'm not on some of the AM stations that this is aired on, so that means you'll have to go to our website, www.scripturesforamerica.org, find our messages archived there, or just send an offering and ask for the 12 messages entitled The Alien Among Us on CD or cassette tape. Tell us which. We'll send them to you, and then you can just listen to them on your own.